How was it working with old Chris Walla?
Chris is great. You know, this was our second time working with him. We met him. He was actually out on tour with Death Cab for Cutie, and
right.
Sarah and I both met him before we started work on our last record, The Con, and gave him, 50 demos, and a month went by, and we were all sort of like, what is happening? And then he, sent us a huge email and was like, I would love to work with you guys. I just love it. I'm done touring at this point. So we made The Con and really enjoyed it, but it was a really different process. Like for us, it was an anti-studio record. We recorded it in his basement, just Sarah and I and him, and we didn't have drums and bass until way into the process. So this time around with Sainthood, it was like very traditional. We went to a studio in LA, we set up as a 5-piece, we played as a band. Sarah and I stepped out of the producing role for the first time ever and really allowed Chris to direct the ship. He co-produced it with another producer whose name is Howard Redikoff, and he produced another record of ours. So we kind of we got a whole team. It was like a group effort. It takes a village, that's my new saying, I realized you can't do it all alone.
How difficult was it for you guys, kind of mentally, to give the reins to somebody else? If you're used to producing your own material, and then I think that would be a pretty big leap of faith. Even though we know how capable Chris Walla is, it still, I think, would be pretty,
It's so subtle, the idea of what producing really is. I mean, I think it's, especially in our case, what the difference between, The Con and Sainthood, it really just becomes about, it's not even giving up in a fight or something, but you sort of you let them take the lead a little bit more.
Sure.
And and sometimes it's just technical stuff. A lot of production is really about, about where we did the record, and how it was recorded, and which microphones we're using, and sounds, and that sort of thing. In terms of the actual songwriting, structure, and arrangements, and delivery, and all of that, I mean, we're still so involved in everything that, like I said, it's sometimes it's even difficult to articulate. What is the difference between being a co-producer or just being a really bossy band member? I'm not really totally sure all the time. But I love Chris, and I think that he, in a strange way, having him and Howard, Howard worked on So Jealous, co-produced So Jealous, having both of them, having worked with us so intimately, it was in a strange way, they just become members of the band, and they just start taking a little bit more direction. So I was certainly happy to not produce this record. It was such a huge record, and there was so much performance on the record that I was happy to be able to just sort of sink into that artist-performer part of myself and not have to think too much about the big picture.
Not sweating the details anymore. You just get to concentrate on being...
Not obsessing over what the sound was, because we were so on the con, we really wanted the record to almost be like an homage to our demos. We wanted it to sound as much like them as possible. So I was really obsessed with layering and overdubbing and sounds and fooling with everything and listening back. And this time it was almost 8 hours would go by and then we'd go listen to stuff. It was just more trusting that the driving was being done and we didn't have to always be looking over their shoulder.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. How going back to the tour right now? What's been the high point so far? How long is this tour? What phase are you in of this tour?
We're in leg 2, so we did a month in Canada and then had a short break, and now we're out for about 3.5 weeks going through the States.
Okay.
And then we'll have another leg of the States. So we're out for a few months, and the highlight for me so far, I mean, comparing Canadian and American audiences is very
That was going to be my next question.
It's very hard to articulate, especially without sounding offensive, probably. Americans just are really different. You guys are much louder and enthusiastic, and it's a good thing. It's really a good thing. Canadians are very we just did soft cedars across the country. We were playing 2 shows in most cities, and the audiences were just so polite, and they'll cheer and scream, but then the second you're thank you, they're it's silent, and they're very polite and calm, and it's really nice. And then we started this tour in Northampton, and I just thought, well, it's Northampton, we played there before, it'll be really calm and chill, hippie town, and we stepped out on stage, and it was I've been joking that we're the lesbian Jonas Brothers or something like that. We get out there and and I'm
you get special rings for that?
Yeah, basically. Medallion. Yeah.
Medallions.
Yeah. But the crowds here have been amazing. It's such a cool thing to be in a band right now, especially for a band like us that spent 12 years and 6 records building a loyal fan base.
Absolutely.
We can tour pretty much anywhere, and every night is just amazing. And we have 6 records to pull music from, so it's always interesting. Every show feels so fresh and new and different, and we have these really, enthusiastic, devoted fans that follow us from show to show. We're the Grateful Dead or something, people follow us around to hear
the different songs we choose, and it's amazing.
I was just looking through your itinerary, and you've got a lot of sold out shows. I mean, sold out here. I was looking on your, I think it was your MySpace page. It had a list, and it was boom, sold out, boom, sold out, boom, sold out, back to back, sold out. And I was like, and all across the country.
Yeah,
So-
my mom's got a lot of friends, you know, so they buy up a lot of tickets.
It's definitely not, you know, like some bands have like some regional pull, like a band will do really well in the southeast and then go out west and like 5 people will show up. From what I'm seeing, you guys are like across the board in the States. I mean,
We're really working hard at being able to do that, you know, like to be able to pretty much go anywhere and sort of have like a real strong fan base. And not just in the US or in Canada, but, you know, we've worked really hard at developing markets in Europe and in Australia, and we really love to be able to tour around the world. Like I think I would be grateful for any success or any fan base, but the fact that we sort of know now how to, if you just tour your ass off, I mean, the fans will come. They really will.
and you guys have certainly been doing it. How long has it been?
12 years.
12 years. That's
I know.
a lot of devotion.
We've earned,
That's doing it.
earned those little towns.
We're stubborn.
I remember the first time I saw you was the last time you rolled through town, which was 3 years ago,
Yeah,
maybe a couple years ago, and everybody was just so stoked Tegan Sara coming.
I know.
And it was a great, loyal fan base, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people there. Everybody knew the words to your songs,
Yeah.
and
That was what was so
definitely gonna see
shocking
that
for us
tonight.
coming down to Florida was we just didn't think anybody would know who we were because as a touring band, that's how we've built our audience is touring through. So
Sure.
the first time we played Philly, 10 people were there, and then
Right.
the next time it was 45 people, the next time it was 200 people. So to show up in Florida and have people actually be there, it was kind of like, I was like, is this a joke? Like, how did we get all these people here? We've never been here. So it's awesome. It's a testament to how devoted fans are here in Florida about music and new music. I mean, even just listening to you say all the music you're playing here on the station, I mean, that's fantastic that you're playing all these really,
Love doing it.
you know, amazing indie, but also like really awesome, you know, crossover bands, I think, that are alternative and indie, but they also have mainstream appeal. So I think that's great.
Thank you. And thank you very much for coming by the station, guys.
Awesome.
Appreciate you
Okay.
chatting. I'm gonna let you go. I know you got to get back to the Tampa Theater and load in. The show is sold out tonight, but
It is.
Tegan and Sara have been generous enough to give me 2 pairs of tickets to give away. So if you would like to go, and who are you playing with tonight, by the way? I didn't pull it up.
That's okay. No, it's okay. We're playing with a band from New Jersey called Steel Train.
Steel Train.
And they're amazing. And then we're playing with another act from the New York area, an artist called Holly Miranda, who is incredible. Just toured with the XX and the Antlers, and it's just like
2 bands I love.
I know it's going to be a really good show.
The show is awesome.
Yeah. And if you didn't get tickets and you don't win the pairs, we're playing in Boca Raton, Sunset Cove, beautiful Sunday night. You can come see us there.
Tomorrow night.
That's right.
Boca. Where are you going after Boca?
To Atlanta. Dun dun dun.
At Variety Plains?
Yeah.
Good room, if you
Yeah.
remember. It's
It is
a
great.
very
It's
cool
amazing.
place. Very cool place.
Yeah.
Well, we've got 2 pairs of tickets for this highly anticipated sold out show if you would like them. And we have the phones. Jamie Hart is running the phones and she has them kind of turned off to make things more interesting. We should have a trivia question, but I'm just going to let them fight for it.
Awesome.
2 pairs of tickets to go see Tegan and Sara right now. Call 813-239-9663, 239 WMNF. Thank you so much, guys, for coming by.
Thank you for having us.
And another track from St. Ed that I'm sure you